It's June in Northern Ireland, and that means it's elderflower season. Elderflowers are these beautiful clusters of white flowers that you'll see growing on elder, which is a sort of shrubby tree. I am going to show you how to recognise and forage for elderflowers and the secret to picking them at their very best. Then I've got 5 ridiculously simple elderflower recipes. The first 2 are cordial. The next 3 you probably won't have seen before, and you are going to love the last one. So make sure you watch all the way through to the very end. I have got so many more videos planned, so please make sure you like and subscribe and click the little bell, and then you'll get notified when I post new videos. Now, on to the elderflowers. Identifying elderflower is fairly easy. This is the shape of the leaves, and as you can see from my hand, that's the size. They're usually borne on the stems in rows of 5 or 7, so you have 2 or 3 clusters of leaves and then one at the tip. The young stems are green with these beautiful little freckles on them. And the older stems become woody. The bark is a lovely pale greyish brown, and again it retains the freckles for the first year or 2, and then it will develop beautiful textured bark. This is an elder tree. As you can see, it is not a little small thing, it is quite large. So if you see a little small thing, that's definitely not elderflowers. Only this is elder. This is not elderflower. Notice the completely different leaves. It's also a small little plant, not a big tree or bush. This is not elderflower. Notice the different shape of the flowers and the different shape of the leaves. And again, it's not a tree, it's a little small plant. This is an elderflower. The young blossoms look like this, tiny little green buds. Then just before they open, they'll turn into these beautiful little white baubles. And then when they're ready to pick, the flowers will open. This is just a perfect cluster of flowers. You can see there's still just a few little buds that haven't opened yet, but that is ideal elderflower for picking. It is the perfect time to harvest these right now. Ideally, you want to harvest them early in the morning on a lovely warm sunny morning, just as the buds are opening, and then you get the maximum, most delicious flavour out of these beautiful flowers. Traditionally, these are used to make elderflower cordial, but you can do so much more than that. As with all foraging, remember the golden rules. Only pick it if you are 100% sure what it is. Only take as much as you need. And only pick from areas where what you're picking is abundant. You need to make sure that there's plenty left for wildlife, plenty left for other foragers, and plenty left for the plant to do what it needs to do. This is one that you can identify with very little practice, and there's some really good free plant identification apps out now that will help you if you aren't sure. Picked a lovely big batch of elderflowers here. Now I'm going to take them back to the kitchen. It's always a good idea to gently shake your elderflowers outside or over the sink before you use them in a recipe. This will get rid of any excess pollen and also dislodge any little insects that might have come along for the ride. Elderflower cordial is a real taste of summer. I'm going to show you 2 recipes. One is super simple elderflower cordial that just uses sugar, lemons, elderflowers and water and will keep for 3 to 5 days in the fridge. Or if you'd like a longer lasting recipe, try my summer elderflower cordial, which will keep for up to 3 months in the fridge. For the summer elderflower cordial recipe, you will need Camden tablets and you will need citric acid as well as lemons, elderflowers, sugar and water. But the Camden tablets and the citric acid is what helps it keep for longer. So 2 simple recipes, let's get started. Super simple elderflower cordial only keeps for 3 to 5 days in the fridge, so it's best made in small batches. But if you're looking for a really easy recipe you can make with the kids that is going to get drunk really quickly, this is the one for you. You'll need 5 to 10 elderflower heads, 500 ml or just over 1 US pint of boiling water, 1 lemon and 300 grams or 1¼ cups of white sugar. Pour your boiling water into a heat-safe bowl or jug, then add the sugar and stir until the sugar has dissolved. Thinly slice your lemon and add it to the sugar and water solution. Then remove the thicker parts of the stems on the elderflowers and add the blossoms to the mixture. Once everything is added, use a very clean spoon to make sure all the flowers and lemons are below the surface of the liquid. It helps if you put a small plate or bowl on top to hold them under. Then cover and leave in the fridge overnight for the wonderful elderflower flavour to infuse the cordial. The following day, strain the mixture through a sieve or a straining cloth and discard the flowers and lemons. For crystal clear cordial, do not squeeze out the flowers and lemons, just let them drain naturally. You can pour the cordial into a sterilised bottle if you like, or just keep it in a jug in the fridge for up to 5 days. To serve your delicious elderflower cordial, dilute it to taste with chilled still or sparkling water, or you can drizzle it over cakes or yogurt or ice cream, or you can mix it with water and add some gelatin and make a fantastic elderflower jelly. These are gorgeous if you set some strawberries inside them. For elderflower cordial that will keep for up to 3 months, here is my delicious summer elderflower cordial recipe. For summer elderflower cordial, you'll need 15 to 20 elderflower heads, 1 litre or 1/4 gallon of boiling water, 1 kilo or about 2 pounds of white sugar, 1½ to 2 lemons, 30 grams of citric acid, and 1 Camden tablet. To start, add the sugar and water to a saucepan and bring to the boil, stirring to dissolve the sugar. Add the citric acid to the sugar and water mixture and stir it with a clean spoon until it's dissolved. Then you can add the Camden tablet to the mixture. If you like, you can crush it to help it dissolve. Then set the liquid aside to cool while you thinly slice the lemons and remove the worst of the stems from the elderflowers. Place the lemons and the elderflower blossoms into a large plastic, ceramic or glass bowl or jug. Then drown your lovely flowers and lemons with the sugar syrup mixture. Make sure that the liquid completely covers all of the flowers and lemons. If any are left poking above the surface, they'll turn brown and taint your cordial. You can use a plate or dish to help keep them under the surface if you need to. Then cover the whole concoction and place it in the fridge overnight. The next day, strain the mixture through a sieve or a very clean, fine cloth. If you want clear cordial, just let it drip through, or if you want every drop of cordial that you can get, squeeze the mixture to release all the juice. This will result in a slightly cloudy cordial, but it will still be utterly delicious. Decant your cordial into sterilised bottles. These can be kept in the fridge for up to 3 months. To use, dilute the cordial according to your taste with chilled still or sparkling water, or you can add it to iced tea or gin and tonic or sparkling wine. You can do so much more with elderflowers than just make cordial. Recipe number 3 is elderflower sugar. It is so simple, and once you've tried it, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Simply remove as much of the elderflower stems as you can and place the blossoms in a clean bowl, then cover them with white caster sugar. Then cover the bowl tightly with cling film and leave in a cool, dark place for a few days until the sugar soaks up that glorious elderflower taste. When it's ready, you just sieve the sugar to remove the flowers. If it's been humid over those few days, you may need to use a spoon to help break up the sugar. You'll end up with gorgeous, snowy sugar that smells and tastes of elderflowers. Store it in an airtight container. Use it to sprinkle over cakes, pies, or shortbread, to adorn the rims of cocktail glasses, or use it in place of normal sugar in your favourite recipes to add a delicate hint of elderflower. Elderflower Fizz is the best summer drink. It is slightly alcoholic and it only keeps for a few weeks, so you'll want to make it in small batches, but once you've tasted it, you will want to make it every single year. You'll need 1 or 2 empty plastic water or soda bottles, and you'll want to rinse those out with sterilizing fluid. And you will also need some of the super simple elderflower cordial recipe from earlier in this video. A large plastic, glass or ceramic jug or container for mixing, some cold water and some apple cider vinegar with the mother. That's the cloudy sediment in the bottom of the bottle. That sediment is the special yeast that will naturally create fizz in the drink. Dilute your cordial with water to taste. Roughly 1 part cordial to 10 parts water suits me, but you can make it stronger or weaker if you prefer. Shake the vinegar bottle to distribute the yeast and add a splash to your water and cordial mixture. Then decant it into your plastic bottle, screw the lid on tight and give it a shake to ensure all the ingredients are mixed well. Then pop the bottle into a dark cupboard for about 2 weeks, making sure you burp the bottles daily. To do this, you just slightly open the bottle and then reseal it immediately, just to allow the pent-up fizz to escape. After 2 weeks, they are ready to drink. Serve well chilled. These can be kept in the fridge for a week or 2, but the longer you leave them, the more alcohol will be in them. And remember to keep burping the bottles every day, even though they're in the fridge, so that the fizz doesn't build up and burst the bottles. I am so excited about this last recipe, Elderflower Fritters. You'll need 3 to 5 elderflower flower heads, a deep fat fryer or a suitable frying pan, some vegetable oil, 2 tablespoons of plain flour, and about half a cup of very cold sparkling water. The mixture will fizz, and it's those tiny extra bubbles that will help to make your fritters super crispy. You're looking for a really thin batter, so add more water if it seems too thick. Your oil should be hot but not smoking. A good test is to dip a small piece of unbattered elderflower into the oil. If it bubbles and sizzles vigorously, the oil is hot enough. Have a plate lined with paper towels ready for your cooked fritters. Once your oil is heated, use the stem of the elderflowers like a handle and dip just the flowers into the batter, making sure that all the flowers are completely coated. Then carefully place into the oil and allow to cook for 3 to 5 minutes until crispy. Place your fritter on the paper towel to drain off any excess oil and repeat the process with your other elderflower blossoms. Once you've cooked your fritters, you can snip off the stems or you can just eat them straight off the stems if you prefer, but either way, give them a feather-light dusting of icing sugar. Isn't that beautiful? And then indulge. That's so crunchy and sweet. That's so crunchy and sweet, and the taste of the fresh elderflower comes through. It's very Moorish, you have been warned. Very good. You definitely need to make this.